All right, guys. So we're gonna go over SPX and just kind of like take a look at what happened today and kind of where you could have taken some trades. Where I took a trade, I was able to bank $942 today, so that was pretty good. One trade for me today. That's about it. Today's October 10th, 2023. It is 3:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're taking a look here at SPX. Okay, I'm gonna show you ES after as well, just because I want to show you guys what I think is gonna happen over the next couple days. But for today specifically, this right now is the 1 hour time frame. So we opened up today, we kind of gapped up and we opened up with this massive green candle. So as you can see on the 1 hour time frame, this is really nice. This is very easy trading just because of the price action. I'll explain why. So, like this here, this is very difficult to trade. Like this kind of price action is very hard, right? Sideways consolidation, like very unpredictable. Whereas this is very clearly trending. And when it's trending like that, it's easy to trade. So we made a higher high, gap down, made a lower high. Then we made a higher high to finish off the day. We kind of made a lower high as well to finish off the day yesterday, and then we opened up today, gapped up, went for a higher high, and then closed the day with a lower high. So basically, two things can either happen tomorrow. Either we keep coming down further, right, and the lower high is going to be made at a level that's lower than it currently is, which could very well happen. Or we could do the same thing that we did today as well. So we could gap up tomorrow or open up where we left off and then go right into a pump and make another higher high. In that case, my target would be probably 44.11 on SPX. That kind of would be my target, or at least 43.98 would be kind of something that I'd be looking for a higher high. But that's like one of two scenarios, right? So we don't know which of those is actually going to happen. But today, as you can see, we are definitely in up. Very clearly, you can tell that we're in an uptrend on the 1 hour. It's very obvious. So because of that, I was only looking for calls, and I assumed that this was the lower high, and I'll explain why. So when we started the day, let's quickly switch to SPY. So when we started off the day, um, this confirmed to me that the lower high had been made and we were not going to go any further. And we were actually going to go for a higher high on the 1 hour. Was this price action right here? Very, very easy to tell. So instead of going down and filling the gap, what happened was we tried to, failed, and then made it bullish engulfing count to the upside, very strong. This candle almost had zero sellers. It was almost like straight buyers and buyers only. So the buying pressure was crazy on that candle. And as you can see, it's a massive bullish engulfing candle, like huge. So this told me that the buyers are definitely in control of the market, and the lower high is over, and the higher high was, you know, gonna happen next. So as soon as that candle closed, I actually got into my trade right at 6:59, 7 a.m. And it was a really nice trade. I ended up riding it for quite some time. I'll explain to you where I took profits. Let me switch back to SPX. Okay. So my first profit target was this level right here. So that would have been 43.64 was my first profit target. My second profit target was 43.74, and then my final was 43.82. At 40 or 4 after 43.82, I was completely out of the trade. I didn't hold anything else after that. So my first take profit was right here. I sold 60% at 43.64. I sold 20% at 43.74, and then the final 20% at 43.82. That was a phenomenal trade. Like the return I got on that was really, really good. That final 20% when I sold it here at 43.82, I had like 180% ROI on that 20% that I sold. The first 60% that I sold it for like, I think it was like 45% return or something like that. I can't remember, but it was something like that. And then 20% over here. I sold. It was like 85, 86% return, and then this one at the top, it was like 140 or something crazy like that, or 180 or something like that. I can't remember. I have to look back, but yeah, it was obviously I was kind of kicking myself, but it is what it is. It's a great trade. This is why you have multiple profit targets so that you can leverage and get the most out of the trade as humanly possible. Um, when you sell everything right at the first profit target, you kind of miss out on a potential move that could have happened that would have gone further in the direction that you wanted it to go. So I always like to leverage myself out of a trade slowly, not right away, because I leverage as much as I can out of that trade, right? So I did a good job here. Mind you, I shouldn't have sold 60% here. I should have sold like 40 and then so on and so forth. But it's better to be safe than sorry. So it's not a bad thing. It's still a good thing because obviously it's a winning trade. I did not invest very much though. I wish I invested a lot more, but it is what it is. I only invested like 10 contracts. I only bought 10 contracts for calls. I bought October 13. I think 435 calls is what I bought. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't invest very much, but it is what it is. It's not bad. Pretty good trade. I made 942 on that one. So, anyways, very good trade there. And here's what I think is going to happen. I was expecting the sell off because if you look at the price action, like we had so many green candles in a row, even on the 1 hour. Like we had like the higher high was definitely like over and finished, and it was confirmed to me by this bearish engulfing here on the 1 hour. This confirmed to me, okay, it's definitely over and it's done. We're gonna go for a lower high now, or potentially that is the lower high, and now we can go up again. But after that huge run all the way to 43.82, I was not expecting to go much further simply because that's a lot of buying pressure and people have to take profits, which means the market is going to sell off and dump a little bit in order for people to take profits, and a lower high has to be created before we can go for another higher high. That's just a given. Very This is common sense, right? So on ES, what I would recommend that you guys always do is, ES is great because it's open 24 hours, so you can kind of gauge what's happening in the overnight session. Definitely something you should be looking at, as well as NQ, because NQ is QQQ, but it trades 24 hours as well. So very good to take a look at. So the 6 hour time frame, here's what I think. We've had so many green candles in a row on the 6 hour, right? And this is the first red candle that we've had since Sunday, October 8th. So this was since Sunday. So basically 2 full days with no red candle on the 6 hour. That's pretty aggressive. So what I'm expecting here at this point is definitely a pullback. I'm expecting a lower high to be created, and I could very easily see that come down to the previous higher high, which was around 43.45 area. So if we come down to that level, I wouldn't be surprised. That would be like a pullback in the form of a lower high, and then we could see a nice bounce off this and a continuation higher for a higher high afterwards. So that whole process could probably take a couple days to play out, right? That's probably not gonna happen in one day. It could, but these are 6 hour candles. Keep in mind, right? So one candle is a quarter of a day. So this definitely would be, I would think, a couple days to play out before we came all the way down to 43.45 and then bounced off, went for a higher high. So that's what I think. I do think we're gonna make a lower high here, definitely. On the daily time frame, as you can see as well, 3 green candles in a row. So the most logical place for a lower high on the daily time frame, there is a pretty large wick from above as well on the current candle for the day. The most logical place for a lower high would be this area again right here. So 43.49 area, kind of the same on the 6 hour, very similar area. I could really realistically see it pull back down to that area on the daily. So what that could entail is we could have a bloody day tomorrow, and the candle could be red tomorrow, and it could close at around 43.49 area, 43.45 area. That would be our lower high, and then Thursday we could see a push to the upside for that new higher high, which could take place on Thursday or Friday. So we'll have to see. If we do get confirmation, in the overnight session that we're going for that lower high at 43.49. I will probably trade it and I'll take puts, but I'll be very careful with that trade, obviously, because it is counter trend, and I don't want to get burnt. Obviously, I want to protect my capital, so I'll be very careful with that because that is a counter trend trade. But if we do get confirmation that we are pulling back and creating a lower high, then I would feel pretty safe in taking a trade to this area. So like 43.50 area, 43.45 area. I feel pretty safe in taking a trade and riding it till that point, and then completely selling once we hit that level, and then seeing how it reacts at that level, and then seeing if we get a bounce or a potential higher high again on the 6 hours. So very interesting last couple of days here. Yesterday and today were very nice days for trading. Very good day for trading. Very happy with the price action. So yeah, guys, I hope that analysis was helpful, and I hope that guys gave you some clarity on what to maybe expect in the coming days here. I am expecting, like I said, maybe a red day tomorrow, but I'm expecting us to finish green for the week. So we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. But anyways, I hope that video was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will keep making these videos. Like the video, comment on the video. If you want any suggestions or something that you'd like me to go over, I'd be happy to do that as well. You guys have a great day, and you take care.